9% for 36 months. From an open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am side-by-side that's right for you, and Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has them all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer ends October 31st, 2023. Certain conditions apply. See dealer for details.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with menudelivered.com. One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
It's time to close out the 2023 high school football regular season right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and the Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman this Thursday and Friday for a doubleheader in the final week of the regular season. First up on Thursday, it's a matchup of 2, 3, and 5 overall teams as they fight for the final playoff spot. Miller North travels to Lincoln to face off against the Silverhawks of Lincoln Southwest. And then on Friday, it's a top 10 clash between Gretna and the Lincoln East Spartans. All that and more coming your way this Thursday and Friday for high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in to the Ahman Green Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach.
Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown. 98 yards and a Lambeau leap.
Here is your host, Ahman Green.
All right, welcome into the Ahman Green Show. I am Harrison Arns, and it looks like we are still waiting to get Ahman Green in here. Looks like I'm muted, though. So hopefully, Ahman, if you can hear me, feel free to chime in.
I hear you.
Always work out the video. Okay, so it sounds like we still got Ahman Green in here. But Ahman,
yeah, what's up? Not much. How you doing, Harrison?
Doing pretty good. I saw that you guys last week, it looked like you had a pretty good eventful week. But I'm curious about this week. You guys have Ohio State for esports, correct?
What's that? I believe yes, we do in all 4 games, similar to last week in the big esports conference. So first game, I think we still are playing tonight at around 7, and tonight will be Overwatch 2, and
Okay.
then tomorrow, Tuesday, will be I think it was Smash or Rocket League, and then Valorant at the end of the week. Smash, Rocket League, Overwatch 2, and Valorant is played in every week from now until the end of the season, which will culminate going to Ohio State to
Mhm.
play. If you qualify for the tournament, the championship tournament, you go there to try to win. Um, that we don't know yet what the prize will be for us winning, but we'll be happy enough to be there and drive over all the way out to Columbus if that is the spot. I still got to check on that and find out and make sure it will be Ohio State University's campus that we'll be going to if we qualify for that weekend.
Okay. And then I know last week we kind of talked about it, In and Out versus USC. I was kind of going through you guys' esports Twitter account. Looked like it was a pretty good week for Nebraska esports. So overall, kind of how was that first week for you guys and your crew? What were some of the things that you were happy to see? And then what are some things you're still looking to improve on?
I was happy to see a lot of the teams did well. Actually, I know Overwatch won. I say head to head, Smash won, and I believe Valorant run as well. And the only question is if Rocket League played their games and if they won. So from all the preparation from all the teams that they've been playing, and I know Overwatch 2 and Smash have been playing week league matches, so they kind of already have been in the groove of building on team chemistry, VOD review, watching films, making their mistakes in the game and correcting them in the VOD review. So they've been doing that pretty much since like the second, third week of school. So they've been at it a little bit over a month. So not surprised by a lot of the gameplay by the teams, especially Overwatch 2 and Valorant. Was super excited that they were able to win and now potentially use that as a springboard to get ready for Ohio State this week and to continue that. I call it humble confidence to continue to play games and play better every game they're out there. And in sitting in the comms in practice and listen to the conversation, they're learning from the mistakes. They're taking the mistakes and using them as positive momentum to make sure they get better from that mistake the next game moving forward. So the players rarely do I have to jump in between the players and the team managers talking. And when I do, I kind of reiterate what they've been saying. So they do a good job of managing themselves. And so the only time I feel like the need I have to be in is when they actually ask me, hey coach, you got anything to add? And I'm like, yep, I got a couple notes here that I got in my head or written down, and to add on the positivity of basically that constructive criticism that they give in themselves to then get better for the Vaughn they watched and then how they're going to get a better moving forward. So I make sure I reinforce that because then they know as young adults and as players that they're on the right track.
So what does that kind of look like in the gaming world in terms of momentum? So you like the communication, you like how the guys are communicating right now. But in the gaming world, you have a good week there. How do you continue that momentum and not just be happy with the current results?
Is to always, and I mentioned this in the last, I believe it was I think it was Super, or no, it was Overwatch comms that we had, VOD review. And I said at the end of the day, which I heard from them, which was very good to hear, is like, let's figure out what you could do better yourself instead of pointing the fingers to your teammates. So
Mhm.
they understand that concept. So being real critical of yourself, breaking down film, looking at your wins, looking at your losses within the game of your role as a player on the team, and then making sure you don't repeat the errors or the mistakes that you made. And so they do a really good job of that, is self-analyzing what they did individually. And then as a team, they throw in different ideas. They give out their feedback to one another, good or bad. They've done a lot of saying things to each other that usually I say you're working with new teammates that
Mhm.
are getting to know each other, and you know you want to critique them on something, but you're afraid of what they might say. We're past that point now, which is very good to have that level of communication, high level of communication in the teams that we have, Valorant as well, Smash, and Rocket League. So we just got to make sure we carry that on because as everybody is um, I say self-correcting them, their individual game, then when we talk about the bigger picture, it's a lot easier to work on because then we're not pointing the fingers at everybody. We're just looking at who's gonna step up, and then everybody knows to let them, that they make sure themselves is the ones that are, making less mistakes out there for the better half of the team.
And we do have one from the text line from Timmy V. Is there a place to watch these matches as an Overwatch player? I think it would be fun to watch, and they absolutely are. What I've kind of thought is definitely the Twitch channel, Nebraska's esports Twitch channel is the best way to do it.
Yep.
I just follow the Twitter account esports Nebraska. That's kind of probably your best way to do it. Again, probably just follow the Twitch channel if you do have Twitch. And then again, just check out that esports channel because again, we kind of talked about last week. There was some rearrangements, some postponements going on for some of those USC matches. So definitely the Twitter account. If you just follow that, they'll give you those Twitch links. They'll tell you when the matches are, and it's a pretty good way to go ahead and keep up with the esports world. So I'm on Ohio State. You got those guys this week. Right now, what are some of the games that you guys are considering your strengths, if that's the right word?
I would to say definitely our strengths, probably Overwatch 2 for sure. And I say Valorant's right after that. And then, actually Overwatch 2, Smash, Valorant. And I'm not, there's really no rating. It's just I know for the players of those teams and what they've done in the off season, what they've done with school starting there in the fall, just knowing that they put the time in. When I say Rocket League at the end, only because they got a young squad. They got young players coming in and new players to each other, but they're still playing well. And so I would say in that order is our strength. And it's not really a weakness. It's just they're still playing good against each other. They're just are with again a good against other teams. They just I say new to each other as teammates.
Right.
But they like I said, they've been practicing a lot since school started. All the teams that I mentioned, they're practicing 2 to 3 times a week, and we're talking 2 to 3 hours when they do practice. So that practice might start at 7 and it ends at 10. On top of them being student athletes, so they're putting in the time to get better, and that counts the weekends too. They might meet on a weekend, which usually I don't think esports teams actually meet on a weekend because that's their break time. But sometimes when you only have 2, 3 times a weekend, if you're serious, which all these players are in the esports program here in Nebraska, they're serious about their game. They're serious about playing together as a team and winning. And so they're putting in that time in any way, shape, form they can find it.
Absolutely. We got a few more from the text line. And again, another 402-464-5685. That's always open for you guys. And Tater asks, can you please ask AG if he likes Zelaner from Facebook Gaming? That's not a name I'm quite familiar with, but maybe it rings a bell for you. And
Yeah.
if not, who is one of your favorite streamers to watch currently?
No, I know Zelaner. I think, God, I can't remember the games they play, but I do have them as a follow. But somebody I watch on Twitch, and from a shooter standpoint, is Nick Merckx, and he's been, I say, he plays with FaZe Clan. That's his org that he rolls with. He's out of Tampa, Florida, because I saw him last year on an NFL commercial toting a Tampa Bay jersey, number 12. And I'm like, oh, hey, I know that dude. And we've so I've just been a fan from distance. We haven't officially met face to face, but obviously I know he's an NFL fan. But I watch his stream mainly because he reminds me of my teammates that once you get in comfortable with one another, like I've seen him play in tournaments. Like he streams tournaments that he's actually playing in for money, and I see how as he talks to his teammates, like he doesn't sugarcoat nothing, and they just tell each other, all of them tell each other like what happened with that one round, where the mistakes were, why they didn't win it, and even if they did win, what was the errors done, and they keep it straight with each other. And like that's the comms that I'm used to, and that I hear and when I'm in esports practice for Nebraska, so I hear those comms. They're going back and forth. They're critiquing each other's game to make sure they play better. And for Nick, he's playing for, they're playing for 50 grand or 100 grand or 10,000 when he's playing. And when I first started watching him, he was playing Call of Duty Warzone, kill race tournaments. And now he plays a little bit of Apex Legends. He plays Fortnite. He plays any shooter. And in
Okay.
my book, I love what he does because I don't care if you're a shooter, you'll play any shooter game. And I've heard some of my players and I've heard other gamers out there say, "Oh, well, I'm only a Call of Duty player." And it's like, well, what's different than playing Halo Infinite or Overwatch 2 or Valorant? I'll say the only big difference between those three is Valorant is keyboard, mouse and keyboard lock. But
Mhm.
if you play shooters, you know the idea of the game. Is to shoot, is to get the most kills or lock down a point or defend an area. So every shooter has its game modes that are very similar. Then they have some of the game modes that are very different. But overall, it's shooting one on one. It's like you have your grade A, you have aim, you have tracking ability, and you have map awareness. You have those three things. It doesn't matter the game you're playing. You're going to be a good shooter. You're going to be a good FPS player.
Do you kind of see that with your own team? You mentioned it earlier with I was asking about what games right now they're currently pretty strong in. It sounded like you were mentioning a bunch of the first person shooters.
Yeah, yeah. So Valorant, very good, strong team. I've seen them practice back in the spring, and I was just like, oh wow. From map awareness, utility use, to all the other mechanics within the game, throwing blinds, throwing grenades in Valorant. Same thing in Call of Duty. The Call of Duty team, team manager Jaden, they have Hinder, Zeebs, and a couple other guys that are just amazing. I know we had guys graduate too, but they have the map awareness, they have the accuracy, they have the tracking. I mean, when you know how the gun is going to track from the spray pattern of the when the bullets come out, that's something very important to know as a shooter. It's no different than a quarterback in football knowing when to release the ball on a certain route to throw to his receiver. So when you have those mechanics mastered, then everything in the game is easier. So it doesn't matter the shooting game you're playing, or you could be playing Overwatch 2 and you might be mainly a Call of Duty player. But if you understand how a weapon shoots, you could figure out the spray pattern, you could figure out the kickback, you could figure out how fast the lasers or the bullets come out of the gun when you
Right.
understand it, and then you understand the map, in terms of it's always an advantage to have the high point or have the Overwatch point. But if you're down below, how to make sure you protect yourself from that vision if somebody's over top of you and they got that height advantage where you can move and then have that map awareness to moving it into an area where you flank them or then you have the advantage on the flip side. So just having those, knowing that about the games that you're going to play and knowing that stuff, like I say, about the map awareness is having those in line of your gameplay will always have you in a good spot, playing any shooter.
Right now, is there any games at the top of your head that personally you or your team enjoys that just could have very good map structure? So I hear that one come up a lot, especially when back in the day when I was playing some of those Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the name. Was it Nuketown? That was a really big one. But some really popular maps that everyone just loved. Is there games out there right now that just kind of have that mastered on how to design those maps?
Yeah, I say Call of Duty has a few maps that I say it's either a love or hate relationship among players. um, I know I'll go to the game. I still know. Let me look up some game maps real quick. But for Call of Duty has that. Overwatch, they have maps on there that players love it or hate it because of the way the maps design. Valorant is very huge in that and keeps the what I like about it. I tell the players, hey, you're not at Riot, you don't build the game. So you can't really, yes, you're gonna feel frustrated because they made the map really, you know, hard to get really good peaks or hard to move around very, very good, So it's just you guys got to go. You got to learn the map and just roll with the punches, just like everybody else does. When you are, when you're on a team with your teammates, and then when you're competing against the other team, because whatever problems as your team might be dealing with the map, the other team is dealing with the same problem. So you gotta think about that.
How long does that usually take to kind of figure out those maps? Like, do you guys spend just certain practice sessions and practice just going through the map, just trying to figure out, especially maybe a new one drops? How long does that
Yeah,
kind of take to master those and figure them out, top to bottom, where all those, what do you want to, sweet spots, dangerous spots, whatever it may be?
yeah. It depends on the player and how fast they want to get better, basically, or how quick you learn from that. Because for the games out there, from Overwatch to or I say from Overwatch to Call of Duty to Halo Infinite, Valorant has been, with it being the newest of shooters, it's
Mhm.
probably got 2 new maps since this came out, and I think it came out in, like, 2018. No, I was coaching when it came out, I'm sorry, so, like, 2021, it came out, and so since 2021, they've added 2 more maps, so 2 maps in, like, 3 years, and so those maps, it was a love obviously, it's a love-hate relationship with the maps, and so from the player standpoint, and
Right.
so it takes I say if you're hardcore and obviously you want to get better at the map and know in terms of know all the nooks and crannies, the peak spots, the advantages you could have on the other team, you're gonna learn that map like ASAP, like between a week at the most to 3, 4 days because you're gonna be on it. When you're not even on it, you're thinking about it. You could be sitting in class and you had a moment because I did this with football. I go over a team defense with my coaches on a Monday and I'm sitting in Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm thinking about it all week. If I'm not in film watching it with them, I'm thinking about it while I'm sitting in class. If it's a moment where I can focus and
Mhm.
kind of daydream a little bit, I'm like, okay, I got Kansas coming up. They run a 3-4 defense or a 4-3 front or something like that. So I'm pretty sure the students have those moments where they have time to really think about the maps and go in and really put in the time to really memorize because it's about memorization.
Yep.
When you have that memorization of the area that will give you the best vantage point from a point of view, because I know there's positions. Let me see. I'm looking up some images now, some maps that are on the maps in Valorant. I know Icebox, Bind, Haven,
Mhm.
Split. They have all elevated areas where if you're a good shooter, if you're at a high point, when you sometimes people don't have that awareness to look up to see,
Right.
you know, see who's up there and who's shooting down at you, and then you got an advantage right there. So knowing those little peak spots. And a lot of players in any shooter, because I do it myself. I was just thinking about it the other day. I was playing Call of Duty, the beta, and I had a chance to win the match, and I had to defuse. It was search and destroy, and I had a moment to go into the room where the bomb was at. Instead of taking my time, I rushed into the room and didn't check left or right in the corners, and I got shot by the guy in the right corner. So I've been thinking about that ever since then. And that was it's Monday now. I've been thinking about that since Friday night. Okay, so every night, and now I'm like, and now I got it in my head, and that's how players get better because then you got it in your head, like I'm gonna probably throw a grenade, throw a smoke in there before I go in
Right.
to try to diffuse the area, clear the area out first, and that's something I tell my players all the time. But just when you're kind of playing, and it wasn't no super, it wasn't like just me running with some of few of my gamer friends out there online. Shout out to Tiger Lily playing with her and her team, and we're just having fun, getting used to the new game that's coming out here in November. But still, it's like I go back to that mindset, like, man, this is what I'm telling my players. So I got to do the same thing when I'm coaching them up. I got to live by the same rules when I'm running into an area. You got to clear it first. You got to make sure, like you said,
Mhm.
they have the utilities that help you clear it with a smoke or with a grenade, and then you still check your corners, check above your head, so you have the whole area covered. So then you could go into it and then, like in search and destroy, defuse the bomb.
Yeah, and again, that's probably why I'm just not good at video games anymore. I kind of lack that patience that I think a lot of it takes, especially now when it's super. It's just competitive out there. I feel like that's been a definite jump in the gaming world, just how competitive some of those games have gotten. One more from the text line here, and then we'll go ahead and throw it to our first break. And this one's from Tater. He said, "AG, The Last of Us is one of my all-time favorite series to play. Are you into playing third-person shooters? Are you more of a first-person shooter fan?"
Ooh, I would have to say, just for competition's sake, for sure, first person shooter. For RPG, for role playing games, I'm okay with the third person because sometimes that pops up like in Resident Evil, like in
Yep.
Last of Us, you have that third person view because there's you got to show the whole map and you're not in that view a lot. So in a role playing stance, yes, but for competition, I love first person shooter a lot better. Good question.
Absolutely. And again, feel free to go ahead and send those in 402-464-5685. We do have one more, but Thunder not cons. We'll get to that one on the second segment, so be sure to stay around. But we got to throw it to break here again. This is the Ahman Green Show. I'm Harrison running the ones and twos. Ahman Green streaming in, the host as always. We'll catch you guys on the other side.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
What is Kasasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union? It's more. More earning, more freedom, more rewards. With Kasasa Cash, you earn up to 5.5% APY, and your rewards begin instantly from a penny up to $40,000, all without monthly service fees. Plus, Kasasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union gives you more ATMs nationwide. When you want more, you want Kasasa Cash. Visit libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Account qualifications apply.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Are you looking for a night of epic fun without breaking the bank? Look no further than Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Join us for our late night special every Sunday through Thursday night and enjoy non-stop action with our Unlimited Fun promotion. Unlimited Fun includes everything you need for an unforgettable night out. Unlimited bowling, unlimited laser tag, and unlimited lucky putt mini golf. Show a valid college or military ID at check-in and get $2 off your admission. Visit the daily rates page at sunvalleylanes.com for complete details.
Sun Valley.
October is full of sports, with football and volleyball reaching mid-season and basketball and winter sports starting up. All the excitement of the games brings major stress, and stress causes tight muscles and pain. It's time to call The Body Shop, your place in Lincoln for all types of massages: deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Eliminate the pain from sports watching stress today with a massage at The Body Shop at 48th and A and online at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha. Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is the Ahman Green Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right.
Welcome back in the Ahman Green Show. Again, I'm Harrison running the ones and twos, and you guys are always welcome to join in on the text line, 402-464-5685. Kind of went through the last show talking about Nebraska esports, some of their success of last week, what to look forward to this week. And again, just follow the Twitter page. That's probably the best way to keep up with the Nebraska esports team as of now. They'll always give you those Twitch links, so you can always tune in and watch those matches. But over the break, we did have one. And when they're breaking down those first-person shooters, it said, AG, you could have gave a military with that breakdown. So speaking about some of those games, you know, would it be silly to say that, you know, with the crazy advancements, all the graphics, everything getting so high res, you know, our military tactics, kind of when you're playing some of those first-person shooters, do you actually see some of that when you're playing those games when it comes to maybe clearing out rooms in a game like Call of Duty or Rainbow? I know is a really popular one for a lot of people.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I've been justified because I've met and done events with our Army esports team. So I'm not 100% sure if all branches of the military have an esports team, but I know Army does.
Okay.
And they were at the CECC event, the College Esports Commissioners Cup back in May. And I met the coach 2 years ago at PAX East, or 3 years ago at PAX East. And so, you know, they obviously you would think this was obviously their what is it, their sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
But there's other schools, there's 1,000 universities and 1,000 players out there that practice these games and play these games. But from a military point of view, this is what they practice in real life, you know, how to clear a room. I even talk to my brother about it every now and then too, because he's a former policeman. And so, you know, people always forget about clearing a room or clearing an area about looking up. They never look up because it's just, you don't think nothing is gonna, you know, harm you, or what. You're just thinking on your eye level. But when you're in a game, especially like Valorant, like Overwatch, you have areas that have different levels. There's multiple levels. Call of Duty has it on a few maps. Halo Infinite has it on their map. So when you come into an area, you got to really, you know, take your time if you haven't played it a whole lot and really survey the area. And what I used to do when I played on the map or I played on the game for the first time, I would really much take a hot lap. When we will spawn into a game, I would take my character and just run on the outline of the whole map. You know, if it was a square or if it was a circle, and I'd just be on the perimeter, just getting the lay of that land, like knowing, okay, here's the mid lane, here's the right lane, here's the left lane. oh, here, and then once I go on around, then I go right into, I pick a lane and then take it, but I take my time. I'm not sprinting through it because that's what a lot of players do. They want to play fast, you know, and you always hear this, and I know you heard this, Harrison. You're a gamer like me. How they hate campers, and I'm like, that's the best way to get kills early in the match because everybody's booking it through the lanes, left lane, right lane, mid lane, top lane, whatever, and they're not paying attention. And you're running so fast, you're really not giving yourself. If you're the person running, you're not giving yourself a whole lot of time to check your corners. And by the time you're through a room, you check your corners, it's too late because you got a guy camping on you. And it's most likely me. I'm getting those easy. I'm getting those easy kills. And so Call of Duty, that's where you hear a lot of gamers talk about. I hate campers. You know, run around, and I'm like, man, I've spoken with military folks, and they said, if anything, especially obviously in real life, we're not running around 100 miles an hour like a banshee. We're camping. We're sitting in this. We're camping in areas so long. We have a bed. We have food supplies. We have water. We're not moving. We're gonna find a spot and then that's why it's called camping. Camp out there. So then when the time comes, you gotta be patient. Then you can take your shot. They don't know where you are because you're quiet and you're just sitting there waiting, being patiently. You're looking through the scope, and as soon as somebody comes across your view, boom, you take them out. So when I heard it from the military, I said, "Thank you. I appreciate that. I wish you could said that on. I wish I was videotaping it. Next time I see that coach, I'm gonna videotape him talking about camping, and that is an actual military tactic and in-game tactic for gamers that they coach. And I will hope a lot more gamers will consider camping in the game and not making it I say a try hard move or a frowned upon concept of gaming. Camping is good. You get to chill and you don't have to have all the anxiety of running and round and knowing that you're about to get killed. Sit in the corner and just let everybody run past you and just shoot them in the back.
Yeah, you're
I
probably
know that don't
responsible
sound
for
good, but
you
that's gaming
controllers.
101 right there.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you got the military backing you up, you should have recorded it because then for
Yeah.
sure.
Next time I see him, I'll see him again and I will record this. I say, hey, we've had this talk numerous times. Let me get it on video, then I'm gonna post it on my social.
Yeah, and you already have a few from the text line. AG, quit being a try hard, my guy. And then another one said, damn, you're right. An endorsement from another one. So again, text line, feel free to join in 402-464-5685. Yeah, the camping thing, that would always just get people frustrated. I think it's probably
It
one of
does.
those things because they know better. You know, they just
Exactly.
lack the patience to fully analyze the room. What do you think would be the quickest fix? A person who's maybe like terrible at a first person shooter would be something that they can immediately quick fix that can improve their game.
Okay. So camping, because then you get kills and then your KDA is going to be up. But then as you're camping, what you're going to have to do then, Call of Duty in particular, is you can't stay in that same area very long, right? Because it has a kill cam. So when you kill that person, if they run back the kill cam, they'll see where you were at. And then obviously if you're still there, they could come back and kill you, make it a really easy kill for themselves. So what now you do is now you're working on your map awareness. I camped. I got a few kills here. Now let me rotate to a different area. I could just go to the other side of the room that I'm camping in. Now sit in another corner because they're gonna come and most likely think you're in that same corner. You know, simple gamers think that way, but gamers like pro gamers, they'll be like, all right, they most likely rotate it. Now let me counter their rotation. You know, so you might just rotate to the left corner because you were in the right corner, and they're already thinking ahead. All right, you're probably going to be in the left corner, or you're going to be in the right corner, opposite side of the room, or in a whole nother room on the upper side of the map. So just then that gives you start working on your map awareness. So I always, like I said, camp, and then do a hot lap. I would just do a hot lap and just run on the outside perimeter. You might, but still protect yourself. But nobody's on the perimeter because for the games that are not MOBAs or not MOBA, sorry, battle royales, not Fortnite, not Apex, not PUBG, you're not worried about the peripheral in Call of Duty, I'll say not Warzone, in Call of Duty, multiplayer, Halo Infinite multiplayer, Overwatch multiplayer. If you go on the perimeter, you could then learn the map very fast, and then learn little nooks and crannies, things that you might see where people might not see you, but you could see them. Find those little good peak spots. I got a kill. I got killed by this one shooter. I'm hiding. It's on it's a new map. No, I think it's not a new map, but it's on the beta of Call of Duty. And I think it's in like South America somewhere. It's in Brazil, I believe. Can't think of the map right now. Hopefully the chat might know with that brief description. But I'm in an area where I know, like, anyway, I figured I was in the best hiding spot on this map, right? So we're
Right.
playing search and destroy, and I'm covering the A point or the A plant area. And I'm looking through a little, like a hole in the fence that where I could see through to the other side of the map where I'm watching and see if anybody's coming my way. And then all of a sudden I get headshotted and I'm dead. And I'm like, where did they hit me from? I'm like, how did they see me? So I didn't hit the X button. I watched the kill cam, and this person found the sickest peak point. So they were, on their sniper rifle, they had little shanties that were elevated on sticks.
Right.
And they found a shanty where through the window and through one of the cracks in the bottom where the wood was split. And then it was another shanty that had a curtain, and it was a crack in the curtain. Somehow he shot me through that. And I'm like, I'm not even mad. I can't be mad at that kill. That's impressive right there. I was like, he found me through two shanties, a curtain. I mean, the curtain thing was like maybe that wide. And he headshotted me. I'll say, you know what? I got to give game recognized game. You a baller right there. If you hit me like that, I was
See,
like,
that's
wow.
the difference between you and me. That's that wouldn't be game recognizing game. That'd be game recognizing prey. I'd have to put the controller down and just realize I'm outclassed that
Oh
round.
yeah, I'm not playing. I'm not. Yeah, I'm playing with better dudes right now. Like, oh, like better people right now in the shooting department right now. Yeah, I was like, I can't be even mad about that. I can't be frustrated. I was like, I'm impressed. I'm like, how did you even see movement to shoot there? He might have just saw a glance of my name tag right over my head, because in Call of Duty, they obviously, your teammates show up as green or yellow, and then the opponent shows up as red. And so he must have saw my red name tag pop over my head somehow and made the shot. But I want to go back to what we were talking in the first segment about the maps. I remember one map that got gamers and some of my players frustrated when I was at Lakeland was Pearl. So for anybody in the chat, let me know, what was it about the new map Pearl when they got introduced to Valorant? It was episode 5, Act 1, about a year ago. And I think it replaced Split. And I think Split was a very popular map by the gamers out there that played Valorant. So it was something about Pearl that players didn't like. They were like, oh my God. I think it was more just in the beginning was just, oh, it's a new map. Now I got to learn a new map. So
yeah,
first it
people
was
don't like
that.
learning new things.
Right. First it was that, and people don't like, like you just said, Harrison, a lot of people don't like new things. And then in Overwatch, it wasn't a map. It was a character. So when what's the name of this character? Life Weaver came to Overwatch 2.
Okay.
And everybody right away was saying, oh, she is OP. So she's a healer. So she has a healing blossom. She has a thorn volley. So she shoots out of her hand towards you to kill you. Right. And she has a petal platform. So she could throw a petal out, a flower petal, and it turns into a platform to rise her up to elevated areas.
So she can always get high ground, is what you're telling me.
Exactly. She could go from low ground to high ground in a heartbeat, basically. And then she has a rejuvenating dash that helps her dash towards you, traveling towards the direction she's traveling in, and lightly heal herself. So if she could be hit and she does this dash, she can basically self-heal herself. So I could get why the player says she was OP, but I'm like, hey, you don't work at Activision and Blizzard, so you gotta roll with the adjustment. And then another one was that she has a thing called Life Grip, so she can pull one of her teammates to her location and protecting them as they travel to that location. So she could basically reach out almost like a force grab, like in Star Wars. She could force grab you to her and protect you from any harm that's coming your way, basically. So she has that. So she has 6 utilities she could use, and her last one is Tree of Life. So it's a place. So she places a tree, and it instantly pops up this full thing like something from Avatar the movie,
Okay.
where it sprouts up out of the ground, and it could heal everybody on your team that's in the area. So you could go from having 0 health to having full blown 100% health. So she has 6 utilities that obviously for the players playing the game, they weren't happy when Life Weaver got added to the game at all. They're
Real
like,
quick,
she's OP, coach.
were there any weaknesses that like people did discover later on, or is that something where it goes back to the developers and they do some tweaking themselves?
Probably no, I don't know. I gotta ask him, or
Okay.
ask the chat. But I would say overall, yeah, she is OP. But I said, look, I said what I said. You don't make the game. That means we gotta play with this character. We gotta learn what her strengths are, learn what her weaknesses are, and go with it. You can't be mad. It's a great idea. You bring some balance to the force, or you bring balance to the game,
Mhm.
and it keeps you on your toes. Just like NFL, I would say, hey, every year now, there's real changes that they bring to the game. The way they will call a holding call, the way, as we know, they call pass interference now, or roughing the quarterback. That one has been the biggest adjustment. Obviously,
Mhm.
still drives us as fans crazy, but as the players, you got to adjust it. Even the big hit over the weekend in the 49ers game, Gibson Jr., I think that was a fair hit. It was not, not to the head area. It was all shoulder. It
Yeah.
just happened, looked like a vicious hit. And they call a personal foul at a time that helped Cleveland out, convert, get a first down, and then continue to move the ball and get it in field goal range and win. So I'm just like, oh, it's rough out there. And the same thing in the esports world. You got the games that then buff up items. So I'm pretty sure Life Weaver is not who they were when it was added to the game. I'm pretty sure some of the stuff got nerfed down, or maybe a few other little parts got. It's like messing around with a EQ deck, kind of like what you do
Yeah.
with the radio show.
Yeah, I'm always curious because I know those games just have a litany of updates. And again, what was that map before we go to break here? You said Pearl. That was the one from what game? Valorant?
From Valorant, when that map got added to the map about a year ago, my players at Lakeland, they were like, "Oh, another map." So you had that, and then it's like, we got to learn all the peak spots. We got to learn all the meta. We got to learn the meta of the map now. It's like, okay, just learn
Okay,
it.
I want to
Don't
get the
complain about it.
listeners' thoughts on it, about Pearl,
Yeah.
and maybe what were some of those problems. 402-464-5685. Chime in over the break. We got to throw it to our final one right here. This is the Ahman Green Show. I'm Harrison Ahman Green. Stream it in as always. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with VenueDelivered.com. One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
October is full of sports, with football and volleyball reaching midseason and basketball and winter sports starting up. All the excitement of the games brings major stress, and stress causes tight muscles and pain. It's time to call The Body Shop, your place in Lincoln for all types of massages: deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Eliminate the pain from sports watching stress today with a massage at The Body Shop at 48th and A and online at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppel Chevrolet GMC, and man, the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this. Happening right now at Coppel, you have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right. Happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at coppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with roof credit.
Yet another Nebraska winter is looming, and you know you're going to need tires on your vehicle. Don't fret. They are all on sale now during the October Spectacular event at Graham Tire Company. Buy 3 Kumho tires and get the 4th tire free with the purchase of an install package. Save big on Goodyear, Hankook, Nokian, and more. Big rebates on select Goodyear tires that will double when you use your Goodyear credit card. It's their biggest sale of the year, and it's happening now. GrahamTireLincoln.com, getting you to the places that matter most.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
This is the Ahman Green Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in.
We're
Final
back.
segment of the Ahman Green Show. We don't got a ton of time here, but Ahman Green, I kind of want to pick your brain about it. Probably should have been on the first segment, so it feels like it could be an hour-long answer. But when it comes to gaming, I'd imagine you kind of get first touch on a lot of the new cool things that come out that you want to see. Have you ever had an experience with the VR gaming?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
A funny one that my wife would definitely talk about is when I bought the PlayStation first VR set,
Okay.
and of course I was ready to dig into it like a 5-year-old, like I was back in the day. And so I had got a few games, and one of the games I picked up was a horror game. I can't remember. Of course, my dog's barking right now when I bring up horror. But it was a horror game, and it was like, and I remember putting the goggles on, and of course, I don't care. I'm about that horror game life.
Yeah,
But
we
it
know
was
you're
just this, yeah. But it was this clown. I'm not scared of clowns. It just he was like in the goggles. I mean, he's like right there. He came out of nowhere because it's like I'm just opening the door, and then all of a sudden this clown, this face, this monster is all he has teeth, sharp teeth, and everything. Almost look like the clown from It. Pennywise, and I'm like, and I kind of jumped back, and of course I jumped, and they loved it. The mom, and wife, and kids are laughing their butts off. I'm like, I wasn't scared. It just was like right there. It's like boom,
Yeah,
But
you
yeah,
can't
having
just
that,
turn your eyes away. It's following you if you turn.
yeah. So no, I wasn't scared. I was just reacting. Like if I saw him in real life, I'm gonna jump back, and I'll be like, "What's up?" I'm gonna give him a two piece. I'm like, back up, back up.
Yeah. It always just blows my mind because, it just feels like technology in particular, we are just on the steam line and it just gets better and better and better. I think
Yes.
I don't know if you saw it, was Mark Zuckerberg and
Oh, I saw that. The
he went
AI.
super realistic.
That was like it was so good, it was creepy. It was just like,
Exactly. Like video games. That's,
oh
I
my
wish I would
god,
have asked it at the beginning because the future for video games, if this stuff keeps up, like it's going to get to a point where it's undistinguishable.
100%. And then like right now, AI can imitate voices.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if you have a recorded voice of yourself, you could just play it back and it'll copycat it. And so it's like, that's like it's cool. And then in knowing the people out there, unfortunately, that want to use things like that for bad, they're out there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just,
Yep.
oh my god, voicemails, and you call somebody saying you think it's somebody, you think who it is, and it's not. Oh man,
Mm.
you know.
It's great. I mean, you're already seeing like the AI fake news where they make those
Yeah.
fake images through. It's a crazy, crazy era that we're coming up in. So maybe we got to go get out of here at this point in time. But maybe
Yeah.
next show we can possibly talk about the future of gaming and what that may all entail after we get some of the updates of the esports team, because it is just a wild world we're living in. We're living in.
100%. Yeah, we could definitely hit that topic. I love to talk about it. There's so many different avenues and
Mhm.
roads we could go down in terms of AI, in terms of VR competition that does exist in the world, but only few places. So I hear you there, Harrison. So catch you next time.
Absolutely. We'll see you later. I'm on Green. This has been the Ahman Green Show. I'm Harrison. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.